This is the story of Rohan and Riya, a brother and sister whose world turned upside down after they lost their mother. Hey, you unlucky girl, move your hands faster. Will you keep playing with these utensils all day? Don't you have college to attend? And listen, make aloo paranthas with extra butter for my son Sameer. Maji, should I make for my brother too? My brother? That boy does nothing but sit around. You two are nothing but a burden on this house. A burden. Go, eat yesterday's leftover rotis. Don't even dream of eating paranthas. Got it?
What happened, Riya? Why are you crying?
Nothing, brother. It's just... Nothing happened. Your darling sister was being lazy, so I was just reminding her. Now go, get ready. And listen, Rohan, this month your college fees won't be paid. Enough of your studies. Find a job and start working.
But Maji, this is my final year. My studies...
So, what should I do? Dance for you? I don't have money to waste on you both. My Sameer will study, not you two unlucky ones. He is the shining light of this home.
Mom, where is my breakfast? Hurry up, I have to go out with friends. Also, I need 5,000 rupees to buy new shoes.
Yes, my darling prince. Here are your hot parathas. And the money, take it. My son should never have to suffer for anything. Rohan and Riya look helplessly at each other, their eyes filled with pain and humiliation. This torture kept growing day by day. Adding to Sarla's cruelty, her brother Vikram had also started visiting often.
Hey Sarla Didi, this girl has grown up now. Get her married. At least one burden will be gone.
Married? Who would marry her? We don't even have a penny to give in dowry. For now, she will stay here to do the housework, not to eat for free. Tears roll down Riya's cheeks. And just then, Rohan returns from college holding a certificate.
Maji, look, I got a scholarship for the whole district. Now the government will pay for my studies.
Instead of joy, Sarla and Vikram's faces burn with jealousy.
Scholarship acting too smart, huh? We'll knock all that smartness out of you.
Mamaji, what have you done? This is my hard work.
Lower your voice, arguing with my brother? Biting the very hand that feeds you? Today, neither of you will eat. Go, rot in your room hungry. Crying, Riya takes her brother to their room. Both sit quietly in a corner. The time passes and hunger wakes Riya up in the middle of the night. Bhaiya, I'm so hungry. Maji didn't give us a single bite since morning. Bhaiya, I'm starving.
Don't cry, Riya. I'll get you something to eat. Sit here. I'll be back.
Rohan goes into the kitchen and serves food for Riya. By mistake, a small bowl falls, waking up Vikram. He heads straight to the kitchen.
Sarla Didi, come quickly. Look at this useless boy. Now he's stealing food at night. Caught him red-handed. Come and see.
Maji, Riya was starving. I was just taking a little food for her.
Shame on both of you. They were lazy and now they are thieves too. Get out of my house. That's your punishment tonight. Go, sleep outside like the thief you are. Get out. At midnight, Sarla kicks Rohan out of the house. Poor Riya watches from the window as he leaves, crying at her helplessness. The next morning, Rohan returns. He can't leave his sister alone. Days pass and this torture became a routine. Riya's studies almost stop and Rohan after college is treated like a laborer for heavy housework. The worst came when Riya fell ill. Ria was burning with fever, shivering in bed. Wow, what an act! Lying like a queen. Get up!
My fever is very high. My body aches. I can't work today.
Fever? Do some work. Sweat it out. The fever will be gone. Come on. There is a pile of clothes in the bathroom, including Vikram's. Wash them properly. He is coming soon.
Maji, please have mercy. She's burning up from fever. If something happens to her,
Nothing will happen. These are all excuses. And you, stop acting like a doctor. Come with me to the market. We need to carry sacks of flour and rice. I do not have labor today.
but Mamaji, Ria,
Nothing will happen to her. Come.
On one side, Ria washed clothes in the freezing water while burning with fever, crying. On the other side, Rohan carried heavy sacks like a laborer. Sarla and Vikram watched them both with cruel smiles as if enjoying a spectacle. They didn't just hurt their bodies, they wanted to crush their souls. One day, Rohan was cleaning an old watch his real mother once gave him. It's his most treasured memory. Sameer notices.
Mom, look. Bhaiya has such a nice watch. I want it.
No, Sameer, I can't give this to you. This is my mother's last memory.
Memory? This house has no place for unlucky memories. If my son wants it, he will get it. Sarla hands the watch to Sameer. He wears it, plays with it, then purposely smashes it on the floor until it breaks.
It was useless anyway.
Rohan picks up the broken pieces. Tears run down his face. Today, not just the watch, his patience is broken too. That night, Rohan and Ria were in their room. Ria had a piece of dry roti she had hidden.
Brother, please eat this. You haven't eaten anything since morning.
No, Ria, you eat. I'm fine. How long will we keep suffering like this? Why don't we just leave this place?
Where will we go, Bhaiya? We have no one in this world. Father, he thinks Maji takes such good care of us. He will never believe us.
No, Ria. Enough is enough. They have crossed all limits. Now it's payback time. They must be taught a lesson. Let me plan something.
But how, Bhaiya? They are so dangerous.
Every monster has an end, Ria. And we'll be the ones to right theirs. Just stand with me.
Ria sees a new fire in his eyes. She nods in agreement. That night, Rohan made a plan that would use Sarla and Vikram's greed against them. The next day, Rohan brings home a man from a property dealer's office.
Maji, this is my friend's boss, Sharma uncle. He's a big property dealer.
Namaste, ma'am. I heard you want to sell this house.
House? No, we never thought of that.
Oh, strange. One dealer told me that someone has eyes on this land. They are ready to give you a flat in the new colony, along with 20 lakh rupees in cash against this old house.
The moment they hear 20 lakh, both Sarla and Vikram's eyes spark with greed.
20 lakh? Didi, it's a golden deal.
But this house is in my husband's name.
That's not a problem. If the kids sign NOC papers, the deal can be done. I'll even bring 1 lakh as advance tomorrow. Just get their signatures. Hope you'll be able to do it.
Rohan and Sharma uncle then leave. 20 lakh, Vikram! Finally, our luck has changed. Now we just need these two unlucky kids' signatures. Evening falls. Sarla and Vikram approach Rohan and Ria with papers in hand.
Come on, sign these papers quickly.
What papers are these?
Listen, not your concern. Just sign them quietly.
I'll never sign without knowing what is there in the papers. This house belongs to our father.
Yes, this is also our mother's last memory. We won't sign.
Hearing this, Sarla and Vikram show their true colors.
You'll sign. Even your father will sign if we say so. Huh?
Will you sign or not? Or should I beat you so badly you won't be able to show your face? Today is your last day in this house.
Leave my sister! Today you have crossed every limit!
Yes, so what? What will you do? You and your sister are a curse to this house. And listen, I married your father only for this property. The day this house is sold, I'll throw both of you onto the streets. Did you think we are here to serve you? You are our servants, and servants you will remain. Rohan pulls out his phone, on which the live recording was going on and the phone was on speaker. On the other side was their father, who worked outside, whom Rohan had already told everything and kept on a conference call.
Father, did you hear everything?
Yes, son. I heard it all. Never imagined such betrayal. Send this recording to the police right away. I'm worried for your safety. I'm coming immediately.
On hearing this voice, Sarla and Vikram were stunned and they go pale. Rohan forwards the recording to the police. In minutes, police sirens are heard outside. The police reach on the spot.
Shurpanakha and Mama Kans, your time is up. Now you'll work as prisoners in jail. Tavde, arrest them.
What about Sameer, sir? Sir, let him go. Maybe this will change him. This might spoil his career.
Tavde, arrest Sarla and Vikram. Let Sameer go.
Yes, sir.
Police drag Sarla and Vikram away to the station. That evening, Rohan's father arrives and he hugs his children tightly.
Children, are you both alright? Enough suffering now. Come with me. This ends today.
Nishchay, their father, reaches police station with them.
Sarla, I made you mother to my kids, but you turned out to be a witch. You tortured my children.
No, Ji, it's all lies. Your son is poisoning your mind.
Sir, there are some videos which we made as an evidence. Everything is captured.
Forgive me, I made a mistake.
Get out of my life. And Vikram, you both will suffer in jail. How dare you hit my children, thinking they were orphans? Your game is over.
Peace finally returns to the house. Nishchay transfers his job and starts living with his kids.
Forgive me, children. I didn't know people could sink so low. No, father. You only wanted the best for us. The fault was in their intentions, not yours.
Everything is now fine, Bhaiya.
Yes, Riya. Relax. All okay now.
That day didn't just end their suffering, it marked a new dawn. Rohan and Riya proved that when the oppressed finally raise their voice, it shakes the world. Their tears gave wounds, but those wounds gave them the strength to fight for their rights and to win.